It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. This is the intro to a Theodore Roosevelt quote. Listen, there's a considerable difference between being a critic and being a coach. A true coach is one who corrects. A critic is just a critic. A critic points out what people do incorrectly. A critic name calls. A critic causes stress and anxiety and never captures the heart. A good coach encourages, creates trust, and captures the heart. Here's a Bible verse that gives us a description of a good coach. Therefore, encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are doing. We ask you, brothers, to respect those who are working hard among you, those who are guiding you in the Lord and confronting you in order to help you change. 1 Thessalonians 5, 11, and 12. Confronting you to help you change. That's correction. Didn't say name calling. Didn't say yelling. It was all a matter of, am I pointing this person in the right direction? See, a good coach corrects and a critic criticizes, and there's no value in that. The importance of correction over criticism cannot be stressed enough, considering the words of the world-renowned preacher Billy Graham, who stated, "A coach will impact more young people in 1 year than the average person does in a lifetime." The perception of the athlete is just as important as the words of a coach. Good athletes hear correction. Unfortunately, the words of the critic are loud. We need to ignore the critic and listen to the coach. Remember the leaders, those who spoke God's message to you. Reflect on the results of their way of life and imitate their trust. Hebrews 13:7. See, this is a thing of words and deeds. As a coach, we can say we're a correcting coach, but if all of our athletes ever hear from us is how we made mistakes, how we criticize their technique rather than correcting their technique, they're not going to get any better. They're going to tune us off. That's the difference between transformational coaching, which is correction, and transactional coaching, which is just criticism. When you're name calling, when you're accusing, when you're pointing fingers, where you're yelling at student athletes when they walk off the mat, how is that making them better? Are you a critical coach, a transactional coach, or are you a transformational coach, a loving coach? So the real question is, are you a critic or are you a coach? In our next session, we're going to discuss that God is not your genie.